Trae Young is a star, and the Sixers do tend to have trouble defending, like wings who are quick and create their own shot. He's had some big games against them. It's a good team, but it's not a team that the Sixers, it shouldn't be a 7-game series, assuming Embiid is healthy. But the conference final, assuming all goes well and whether it's the Bucks, who, I was really surprised just really took the Heat apart, or the Nets, I think that's when it's going to start to get really interesting. Again, assuming Embiid's healthy. If Embiid's not healthy and misses a couple games in the second round, all bets are off.
Hey, we need to talk about Tyrese Maxey. Has he made a case, do you think, that he deserves even more playing time going forward?
He certainly should be in the 10-man rotation. Right now, I would put him in ahead of Shake Milton. He had kind of replaced Korkmaz, but Korkmaz had a good game off the bench in Game 4. He's fearless. That's the thing. Yeah. He goes to the basket. His defense has gotten better, and he knocked down a big three-pointer in Game 4. So he is improving in the areas where he really needed improvement. And he could really have an even bigger role next year going forward. And I've said it, and I still say it. If Thibault can shoot the three-pointer, he could start in Danny Green's role next year. But if he's not a threat on offense, you notice now they almost never play Thibault, Simmons, and Howard together, because you can't play 3 guys who don't look for their shot, because you make it too easy on the defense. So Rivers has to kind of watch that.
Absolutely. Hey, other than Joel Embiid's health, of course, and Ben's free throw shooting, what are the concerns for the Sixers and their chances of playing all through June?
Yeah, Embiid's health is number 1 on the list. I mean, he's had issues all 4 years, and this year he was seemingly healthy. He missed, I think, 12 games in March and April with a left knee contusion, and now this is right knee, although it looked like it was his tailbone, so I don't know if it's connected or a nerve or whatever. It's very vague. They're just calling it right knee soreness. But I think the bench is a concern. I think, Tobias Harris late in games. Is he a closer? He looked like he was the first 3 games in the series, and he really struggled. I think he had 7 of his shots blocked. He just didn't have a good feel. He almost reminded me of Clarence Weatherspoon, the way Weatherspoon would lead the league in getting a shot blocked. Gafford, I think, blocked 4 or 5 of his shots. And Simmons late in games. Is he going to do enough to prevent you from playing 4 on 5? I think those are all concerns. But I think the bench is the biggest one, because you don't want to have to play your starters 40 minutes even a night, even though the games are every other day. You need at least them to hold the fort.
Speaking of Embiid, given how much time he misses, I'm asking this for a friend, we'll call it. Is he soft?
Yeah. I know. Some people were saying, well, Carson Wentz threw a touchdown pass with a torn ACL, and McNabb played with whatever injury he had. I don't know that he's soft. He's had an unbelievable year, but I still don't understand why a 7-foot, 295-pound guy is on the ground so much.
Yeah.
He should be knocking guys to the ground. He shouldn't be falling all the time. And every time he falls, you increase the chances of landing wrong, rolling your ankle, or doing something. I don't think he's soft. I think they're very cautious with him, still. But yeah, it's not the I'm going to play no matter what mentality either. You know what I mean?
So we're all looking for a Sixers-Nets Eastern Conference final. Who comes out of the West, Tom?
I would like to see Phoenix. I don't know if the Suns, can do it, but I would really I think that would be a really interesting team. With Chris Paul's experience and Booker, you have a star. It's a really tough call. I'll say the Suns. I don't necessarily think, but I would like to see Phoenix, because I think it would be interesting, and it's always nice to see a kind of changing of the guard.
Follow this fine writer and columnist on Twitter at Tom Moore Philly, and let's hope for a deep Sixers run. Tom, great to talk to you again.
Thanks a lot, Chad. Anytime.